Okay, so now we're going to extend it a little bit more. Yesterday's lecture, right, the first 4 questions, it was too simple, right? The terms were like terms because they had the same letter. We were just combining the numbers, but now we're going to expand it a little bit more. Today I'm going to work questions 5 through 8. Now we have more than 2 terms, but I'm going to combine the like terms. So let me start by looking at those terms that have a letter. So I'm looking at 1v and a negative 81v. Because I'm only looking at the terms that have a letter. As a matter of fact, in front of the v, let me just write the 1 so I know it is a 1v. When I combine those, I know I have to subtract the values because one of them, my 1 is positive, my 81 is negative. When the signs are different, I subtract the numbers, keep the sign of the large one. So I'm going to call this negative 80v. So when I was combining those that had a letter, I got negative 80v. Now let me combine those that don't have a letter. I'm looking at this negative 31 and this positive 20. Signs are different, so let me subtract those. I know 31 minus 20, right? When the signs are different, I subtract. 31 minus 20 is 11. The big number is negative, so I'm going to call this minus 11 or negative 11. Now, I have 2 terms. If you notice, one term is a negative 80v, and the other one's at minus 11. Now, those 2 I cannot combine, right? I'm not going to be able to combine them because one of them has a letter, the other one does not. So that's going to be my answer. Mathematically speaking, if I write negative 11 minus 80v, if I write those, that's the same thing. Mathematically speaking, that is correct. However, for our assignment, I want us to combine the letter first. So the one answer that I'm going to accept is the negative 80v minus 11, not the other way around. I want us to start combining the letter first. So for our answer, the term that has the letter has to come first. All right, let's take a look at number 6. Looking at letter-wise, I only have a negative 64n, right? That's the only term that I'm going to combine. So let me just copy it, negative 64n. Now looking at the terms that don't have a letter, I have a positive 4 and a positive 63. The signs are the same, right? They're both positive. So in this case, I'm going to add the numbers and keep the sign. So I'm going to have this as a positive 67. Now let's take a look at question number 7. Let me combine the letters first. I see 27p minus 27p. I know 27 minus 27 is 0. So for the moment being, let me just write this as 0p. Now, don't write just the p by itself, because a p by itself will be 1p. So you're telling me that 27 minus 27 is 1, right? So if you don't write a number, you're basically saying 1. So for the moment being, again, let me just write this as a 0p. And then I have a 49 minus 15. 49 minus 15 is 34. The big number is positive, so let me write this as a plus 34. Now, earlier I said when the number in front of the letter is a 1, we don't write it. Another rule that we're going to use is when the number in front of the letter is a 0, which is our case here, we're not even going to write that term. So I'm not going to write 0p. I'm just not going to write that term. So my answer is a positive 34. So I'm just going to write 34. There's no p because it canceled out. All right, let's take a look at question number 8. Letter-wise, I have 18n minus 69n. One of them is positive, one of them is negative. So I have to subtract. 69 minus 18 is 51. The big number is a negative. So let me write this as a negative 51n. Now in terms that don't have a letter, I see 16 plus 1. I know 16 plus 1 is 17. So I'm going to write plus 17. That's it. Make sure you combine the letter first. The term that has the variable, make sure you combine that one first.